ఎడో దీపు ఇది ఇంపార్టెంట్ దీపు, అది పక్కకు రా. రైట్ అవసరం లేదా?
This conference will now be recorded.
Welcome to Dr. TSPR show. This is Dr. Tangella Shiva Prasad Reddy alias Dr. TSPR. Namaste, Adab, hello and a warm welcome to our intimate guest who has been in the forefront to mitigate or to create awareness amongst the commoner or the commonest of the commonest Indian citizens. He's none other Mr. V.Rajendran. He is basically an advocate by profession and more specifically in cyber law. And he's also chairman DISAI, Digital India Security Association of India. And we have been doing lives partnering DISAI, and I'm honored to DISAI as well as Mr. V.Rajendran. Welcome to this special show, sir.
Thank you.
The title itself, Cryptocurrencies Demystified. What is cryptocurrency? How good or bad it is for Indian economy? More so when we say economy, it is people, the people at large. The commonest of the commonest from rural area. Whether it is literate, illiterate, farmer to the president, honorable president, the first citizen. Everyone should be made clearly aware of what is this new currency all about and how good it is, whether Indian parliament or assemblies have accepted it, whether it is legalized, or has it become a tool in the hands of a few to make quick buck, to entice people into submission using their lack of knowledge or avariciousness, greed or selfishness, or otherwise too. When you bow down yourself to vices, you get caught, and through you the entire society is spoiled. We have seen that with the black money, drugs, now a new way of dealing the online transactions or day-to-day life called cryptocurrency. So we will deal with that because we have very clear targets here in this show. How is that government could not understand whether cryptocurrency is legal or illegal, why it could not stop it at the very first step itself, and what is that it is going to do with the new frame of law, as we have been witnessing, whether it is pandemic, farmers, government doesn't make people to become aware. That is the biggest stumbling block in the entire thing. Once you make the commonest of the commonest aware on what the situation is, what the problem is, and what the remedies are, and how to mitigate, or how to, once you get caught in that web, how to overcome it legally, and how good it is to your personal self, to the society, to the state, to the country as a whole. That is why we say government is not up to the mark. Definitely we'll say not up to the mark, because there is so much of confusion prevailing regarding whether it is corona, farmer strike, and I should not say whether what is happening in temples in Tamil Nadu. Any issue you take, it has become very politically motivated. Only for political gains, these political parties use these issues at the cost of public suffering. And I say public loot also here. Their hard-earned money, with one wrong click, if it goes away, who is responsible? Law will say ignorance of law is never an excuse. But we pay taxes to run the government. And the governments are supposed to work in the welfare and interest and development of public only, people only, because we are constitution ourselves. They're all right from top one to the bottom. They're all public servants. We pay taxes, and in a people participatory constitutional democracy, we are represented by political parties and their representatives in parliament and assembly or legislative council or whatever you say. When such is the case, how is that we constitutional authority ourselves are not being informed or misinformed or ill-informed or imposed? Why? Because we are not learning. We are not becoming aware. Once you become aware, that knowledge will help you to question, to safeguard your interests. Only then, whether it is government or those in the helm, whether it is regarding corona, farmer strike, or religious matters, or for that matter, our own fortune, our hard-earned money, we should know how to spend, and we should know where to spend, and we know where to save, and it is our liberty. But you should know what is happening in the market, which is the currency which is being traded, how it is being traded. For that reason, Dr. TSPR channels have been in the forefront to enlighten the concerned citizens very regularly. And in this episode, this will be a series, don't mind. Rajan, I am requesting V.Rajendran-ji beforehand itself so that he has to say yes to us. So he is going to educate us about these cryptocurrencies and the law which is in the making, and how good or how bad, whatever it is, we leave it as your own judgment, because for us to sensitize, to see that everyone is informed is our duty, and we are doing it through honorable and wonderful guests like Mr. V.Rajendran-ji. Sir, I'll make you a presenter so that you can go ahead straight away.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Reddy.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Now you are the presenter. Please go ahead.
I can share my screen. Okay. Is my screen clear there? Are you able to see the screen?
You can make it full screen also. It is clear now.
Okay.
Those side things also will go off if you make it full screen. Make it full screen.
Okay.
Yes. Done, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. TSP, for the wonderful opportunity. I'm really delighted to address the August gathering on trying to demystify or decode, trying to understand. I would not say I'm going to explain the complete nuances. I'm trying to understand, just like your audience. As a group discussion, we'll try to understand this. And particularly tomorrow being the International Computer Security Day, all associations concerned with the digital security, cyber security will be conducting meetings, seminars or webinars or workshops, trying to enhance the level of awareness on cyber security, cyber law and computer security. This is all the more relevant and appropriate that we have the live show now, today, just on the eve of Computer Security Day, falling on 30th November every year. So there's a wonderful opportunity. Yeah, a warm good evening to all of you. Let us together try to understand what exactly is a cryptocurrency and what the public feel about it, what the government feels about it, or what the government has so far felt about it, and what the government particularly feels about it in the past 2-3 days. Because the past 1 week, suddenly, I'm really happy to share with you that the government has trying to wake up from its, I'm not sure whether I can use the word slumber, wake up from its unnerved, nonsensical or quite insensitive attitude towards cryptocurrency. But the first 2-3-4 days, there seems to be hyperactivity, and now the present government is trying to bring up a new bill also in trying to regulate, about which we'll be seeing the later part of the slide. So this week, particularly today, the eve of Computer Security Day, it is quite relevant that we are trying to discuss something on cryptocurrencies. Let us together try to demystify it. Okay. The word crypto itself is quite unique, quite peculiar. Crypto means something hidden, something not very transparent, something opaque, or trying to convey something to one particular set of people. In the same process, trying to hide it from another set of people. perhaps I have a group of people in which I want to use one particular word, which I'm very sure that only one in that group should understand. Then I use a particular language, or I use a particular coded word or coded gesture or something, ensuring that everybody else would be able to hear it, listen to it, but not understand, except the person to whom it is specifically intended to be understood. This exactly is a layman's definition of cryptography. And interestingly, cryptography is not new. Though the modern day computer programmer, they write computer coded lines and coded programs, and WhatsApp also claims that it is end-to-end encrypted. The end-to-end encryption, the particular phrase used by WhatsApp has become so popular these days that even a school dropout, a 10th or plus 1, plus 2 student, a boy or girl, uses it very indiscriminately. I don't really think it's an end-to-end encryption. I do not know whether everybody exactly knows the meaning of what exactly is the end-to-end encryption. But anyway, this particular word of encryption or crypto is not new, because very old texts like Manusmriti and interestingly Kautilya's Chanakya's Arthashastra considered to be the administrative treatise, which most of, I would not say 100%, at least a majority of the contents mentioned there are relevant even today. There Chanakya says that a ruler, when he sends a message to the ruler or the king or another responsible person, either in the same kingdom or in another kingdom, the person, messenger who takes the message in a horse or any other form of mode of communication should be carrying it. But though he may even be able to read it, he should not be able to understand it. Anybody who robs him of that message also should not be able to understand it, except the person to whom it is intended. This is what exactly today's BSNL or Airtel or any other telecom service provider or the service provider, network service providers and other service providers like WhatsApp and everybody claims that our messages are encrypted. We will not be able to understand it, and only the person to whom you are sending it, he will be able to understand it. This is what exactly is crypto. Now, in this context, where does the word currency comes in? Currency, we all know that in India, Reserve Bank of India is the only authorized entity to issue a currency. Section 22, Section 25, many other sections of RBA specifically empowers it. And compared to the currencies of any other nations, when in Indian currency, we have a bearer promissory note. That is an undertaking given by the RBI governor, in which the powers of the government is vested upon him. By virtue of the powers vested upon him by the government, the RBI governor says that I promise to pay the bearer, which is there in every currency note. Of course, excepting 1 rupee, which is considered to be a legal coin issued by the ministry itself. We will not go deeper into it. So, any legal currency note from 2 rupees 2 to rupees 2,000 or whatever is the highest now, everything is a promissory note given by the RBI governor. Not even the finance ministry. RBI governor gives an undertaking that I promise to pay the bearer. That is why the on-demand bearer promissory notes are prohibited in India to be issued by any person other than RBI. RBI alone can issue an on-demand promissory note. So every currency note in India is a demand promissory note to the bearer given by RBI. So where is the question of cryptocurrency? Where is the question of crypto comes in? If it's not a currency, if it's not issued by RBI, then it's not legal. Then it's not regulated. Then it's not regulated, it's not legal. Then when you say that the very word currency itself is a misnomer, I would say to call a cryptocurrency a currency itself is a misnomer. We can at best say it's a crypto contract. It's a crypto contract entered into between two people. To make the example still lighter, to use a very, very crude example, I would say, very crude example, absolutely for a layman, I would say, Suppose you have a very big building in which many residential complexes, many offices, 2-3 departmental stores, 1 or 2 canteens, food court, cafeteria, everything is there. There the food cafeteria uses something like a paper token. The balance of 5 rupees, 10 rupees something, it gives its own token so that the token can be exchanged within that food court, within that cafeteria. You take the 5 rupees, 10 rupees coupon, you go outside the food cafeteria, but inside the complex. You go to the department store or a Xerox store or any other tea stall inside the complex, because they also will accept it. So long as you know that they accept it, then you exchange it. So this kind of 5 rupees, 10 rupees or token, metal token or plastic token or a paper token issued by the cafeteria becomes an exchange of currency within that complex. So within that complex, it gets a legal recognition. It is not permitted by RBI. But from a national perspective, it is going to be 0.001 or 00, very, very smallest, minuscule part of the nation's economy. So however much the currency is in circulation, it is not going to destabilize the nation's economy. It's not going to have any impact on the currency in circulation in the country. So it is permitted. Now, extrapolate the situation to a very wider area, about 1,000, 2,000 people in a country. Why in a country? Globally, I would say. Particularly not inside the same country. I would even say not in the country. Some inside the country, some outside the country. They have something like a digital transmission of a mail, something like a digital transmission of exchange of views and opinion with a completely 100% secrecy maintained by user and password. That itself is the currency. You call it currency, though I personally differ from the persons who call it a currency. I would not call it a currency. Anyway, let us go with the word, let us use the word cryptocurrency. Though the word cryptocurrency, let me repeat, is a misnomer. So, that is the cryptocurrency. I transfer 2 cryptocurrencies to you. You keep it in your bank balance. You transfer it 3 to somebody. Then I transfer 3 to you. You keep 2 to somebody else. You keep the balance one. Then somebody else, you sell some goods to him. He transfers around 100 currencies. This exactly is a cryptocurrency. So the essential part of a cryptocurrency is that it does not have a physical format. A cryptocurrency can never be expressed in a coin format or a metal format or a paper format or a plastic laminated costly paper format like the Singapore dollars or Hong Kong dollars, or in the other kind of thick paper format like in some other countries, or an ordinary paper format which Indian currency use dollars, some other countries. We have different kinds of paper, laminated paper or thick paper, thin paper, or whatever. Okay, that is because of the security tag attached to the printing. Now, cryptocurrency is something which cannot be exhibited, presented in a paper format or a coin format or a metal format or leather or any other format. It can exist only in a virtual mode, only as a bank balance, number 1. Number 2, it should not be confused with the digital bank balance which you have. Some people deliberately confuse others. Oh, it's only digital currency, it's only digital balance. I have a bank account with State Bank of India, Indian Bank, Indian Overseas Bank, Union Bank, any other bank, and every bank permits me to have a digital account. Now, this is a digital account in which the physical balance anyway is there. At any point of time, I'll be permitted to go to the bank and take 1 lakh or 2 lakh or even 50 lakh or whatever in cash, subject to the rules and regulations of the RBI. So, it is a balance represented digitally, but not the digital amount. The amount is physical anyway. The amount can anytime be represented by cash in bundles of 2,000 rupee note or 500 rupee note, which RBI can do it. Which any bank can do it, subject to the laws of the anti-money laundering and other cash transaction account kind of regulations issued by RBI. So this is the digital presentation of the physical account. But what we are now talking is a cryptocurrency means it is the crypto account itself, digital account itself. There is no physical balance, there is no physical account at all. So there is no issue here of any cryptocurrency. For US dollar, for Singapore dollar, for Hong Kong dollar, for Kuwaiti dinar or any other country, there is a reserve bank or a central bank or a federal bank. The Central Bank of India is called the Reserve Bank of India. I mean, though it is called Reserve Bank, it is actually the central bank of the country. The Central Bank of India is not the Central Bank of India. I mean, which I'm very sure all of you must be knowing it. The Central Bank of India is actually a commercial bank like any other bank. So the Central Bank of India, namely the Reserve Bank of India, issues INR, Indian rupee. Like in the case of England, there's a central bank. In the case of US, there's a federal bank. In the case of China, there is, in the case of Hong Kong, every country. But in the case of cryptocurrency, since there is no physical or format, any such thing, there is no central monitoring agency. Nobody issues the currency. It is a bilateral contract entered into between two groups of people inside a bigger group. The bigger group may be 50, 60 or 100 people. Somebody provides the operating system on which your cryptocurrency software actually sits. It is completely unregulated, unmonitored. So that anybody outside the group will not even be able to see how many people are in the group. Anybody will not be able to say what is your balance in cryptocurrency. Even the Reserve Bank of India, even government, even RBI, CBI, or FDI, or Intelligence Bureau, or any such central government agency cannot be able to, will not be able to see the balance in your cryptocurrency account. Even if there is a court order, the court order has also to actually implicate the system provider who has provided the software. He only has to abide by the court order and then show you the balance. And then show you or show the court or show anybody the balance that so and so. Mr. X, Mr. Y, Mr. A, Mr. B has got a cryptocurrency balance. Mr. Rajendran has got a cryptocurrency balance of 10 bitcoins. I mean, don't worry, I don't have 10 bitcoins. In fact, I don't have any cryptocurrency account at all. And having a 10 bitcoin today means you are worth around 45 lakhs into 4.5 crores. One bitcoin is roughly around 43 lakhs. One bitcoin today's rate is 43 lakhs. Okay, so only with the court order you would be able to see it. Unlike in a bank, you go to the bank, you go to your digital bank account, you'll be able to see it. If you want, you can take a printout and show it to your lenders or anybody. This is my bank balance. This kind of thing is not possible. Of course, you can take a printout using your personal login. That's all. So it is strictly traded among the group. There is somebody who operates it, providing the software. The software on which the cryptocurrency sits is called the blockchain technology. This is not a session on technology. This is not a session on software. So let me not go deeper into it other than spending just about a couple of minutes. What is a blockchain technology? Blockchain technology is something like a distributed ledger. Don't be confused by the word distributed ledger and undistributed ledger, centralized ledger. All these are technical, accounting related technology words. It only means a ledger in which every stakeholder puts an entry at his level. Suppose I want to buy a car. Suppose the entire car industry is in a distributed ledger. I'll go to the login. I'll say this particular car, this particular paint, this particular with this chassis, with all the accessories I needed. So my requirement goes there, and the other members of the blockchain technology in the same car manufacturing industry will say, I'll be able to provide you the seat, I'll be able to provide you the steering or the other kind of accessories. Then the car manufacturer says, I'll be able to assemble this. Manufacturer Tata or Maruti or whoever, then he manufactures. He then says that this is the price in which I'll be able to do it. Then if the bank is a member of the blockchain technology, I'll tell my bank to make the payment. Then when the RTO, the transport authority also is a member, then he himself will say that I'll give the number for this car and the car comes on the road. This is something like different stakeholders, the members of a blockchain technology, sitting on that software and doing his part so that the ultimate user sees his data migrating, going from point A to point B to point C to point D, point E, like that. So this is something like an operating system in which your MS Office, MS presentation or Word which sits. See, one you can remove the Microsoft Word and you can put some other word or some other word processing software on these windows and do all. That's all. So this is the technology. So let us not go deeper into technology. Even those who are opposed to Bitcoins, cryptocurrencies, they say that blockchain technology per se is good. Even the ministerial committee, about which I'll be coming in 5 or 6 slides later, that also has recorded its appreciation or recognition for blockchain as a technology. Though it says a Bitcoin cryptocurrency by nature, by its very definition, is bad for the economy. Blockchain as a technology is good. So people may deliberately try to confuse the viewers with blockchain and Bitcoin and say both are good. No, let us try to understand what is blockchain technology. Blockchain technology is a software, it's an algorithm. But unfortunately, these were invented by the people who wanted to do a clandestine, a opaque, a hidden trading. They wanted something which they want to do hidden from the minds of the people, from the minds of the government, from the minds of anybody else, to trade within a particular group. So they depended upon this technology. And the person who invented a blockchain technology, I would not say invented, who actually used extensively. He made his first Bitcoin. The first cryptocurrency in India, in the globe, in the world, was a Bitcoin invented by Satoshi Nakamoto. Even till date, it was originally reported to have been invented around 2008 November or somewhere around 10 to 12 years. Even till date, nothing is very clear about this gentleman. There are people who even say whether such a gentleman have ever existed. Some people say no, it is one gentleman. Some people say no, it is a group of people. It is only a pseudonym. It's an assumed pen name given to that group. But with all that, I think in 2016 or 17, the Forbes, the list of 50 richest people, it even gave this name, it even recorded this, he is among the top 10 richest men in the globe. Without even knowing whether he is richest man or richest woman. We don't even know whether it's a man or a woman or a group of people. So the entire thing about him is still shrouded in mystery. But he is the one who is credited to have used blockchain technology. So let us not try to understand what are the different cryptocurrencies. The most popular, the ancient, the oldest cryptocurrency is a Bitcoin. Its value was around 2.5 lakhs, hardly about 2 years back. Then it came to around 10 lakhs, 15 lakhs, then it came to around 30 lakhs. Suddenly about 5-6 months back, China said that we are not going to recognize cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is bad. Suddenly they took a stand. I think right now, yesterday, I think the past few days, they are now again reconsidering. I do not know the present state now. When China said they are going away from it, immediately the price of Bitcoin came down. Then again, for the past few days, it went up. It is now around 45 lakhs per coin. Something like we say 70 rupees per US dollar, or about 50 to 53 rupees per Singapore dollar, or about 95 to 100 rupees per British pound sterling. Like 70 rupees per US dollar, or 90 rupees, or 50 rupees to a Singapore dollar. It is 45 lakh rupees per Bitcoin. So when you want to trade a Bitcoin, when you want to buy a Bitcoin of about 20,000-30,000 rupees or something, you'll be getting 0.0004, 0.005, something like that. It comes to 6th or 7th decimal. Up to 8th decimal, they tried it. Up to 8th decimal after 0. Because the coin has become so costly. Then subsequently many other coins came. Ethereum came, Binance came, Tether came, Cardano came. There are so many other things. The Google net, everybody will give you. Now, this has gained so much popularity that the past few days, reputed newspaper like Times of India, in a small column, it gives the today's rate of Bitcoin like. It was so, I wouldn't say surprising or shocking or whatever the word you can use it, but some popular firms, even from like Google and I think Facebook also, they say that we accept payment in Bitcoin, they say. We accept payment in cryptocurrencies. Those there are about 5,000 to 6,000 cryptocurrencies in the world as on now, 5,000 to 6,000 cryptocurrencies. Number one in the top most popular is Bitcoin, Ethereum. These two are very popular. And some reputed firms in the US and many other countries, they have officially said that we recognize, we make payment. Now, how to open a Bitcoin account? There are two kinds of things. There are so many Bitcoin exchanges. There are about 7 or 8 exchanges even in India, and government wanted to ban it, but without a legal background of Supreme Court supporting the stand of the government. Perhaps government cannot do it unless government shows its utmost, utmost commitment, dedication. Somehow it has to be banned. That amount of utmost commitment is required to ban it. Okay, let us come to that part of it after about 4 or 5 slides. Now, in Bitcoin, there are exchanges. You can open an account with an exchange. You can open a Bitcoin. Earlier, the biggest thing about Bitcoin was that when you open an account, your residential address KYC itself was not taken. So that is a perfect haven for black money. They can open the account without even knowing who you are, to whom you want to make the payment. Okay, who you are, whether you are a living being or not, whether you have a KYC. Nowadays, I think some exchanges, they insist on the physical address or at least the Aadhaar number or some such thing. I'm not very sure whether they take a PAN number or whether they do any PAN verification also, which has been as regulated by RBI. So these exchanges are not completely regulated by RBI, because their foreign exchange part of it comes under FEMA regulation and RBI regulation. Their Bitcoin cryptocurrency part of the monitoring or the exchange will not be under the audit of RBI. So they can take escape under the route that only my foreign exchange operations are under the operation of RBI and not my cryptocurrency operations. So this is an escape route they can take. There is one, in fact, in Bangalore, about a couple of years back, somebody even set up an ATM, your Bitcoin ATM. Bitcoin ATM was there. People were depositing 2,000 rupee note, 500 rupee note, and getting to their credit. Mind the words very carefully. Not getting the Bitcoin currency note from the ATM, because the Bitcoins is never represented by a currency note or a paper or any other form. So when you insert a rupee or US dollar or something, it will say your account is credited with 0.00023 of Bitcoins, like that it will say. So we take a printout of it, we keep it safe. So we know that I have invested this much. After about 1 year, you would have seen what you have, 25 lakhs you invested about 2 years back would have come to around 50 lakhs or 55 lakhs in a matter of a couple of years. A fantastic growth. Perhaps even, no other investment in the country or globe can get you. Okay. There is no grievance redress mechanism. Since the entire thing is shrouded in a mystery, being undertaken by a group of people only, when there is a breach, who will you go and approach? Can you go and approach RBI? Can you go and approach the banking ombudsman? Ombudsman at any other ombudsman in other court? To go to the court, you need something like a bilateral contract. So the digital contract will be the only evidence based on which you can file a case. That is why people don't go to the court. Another biggest and very convincing reason, very interesting reason I would say why people don't go to the court, because every money, I would say most of it, 90-95% of the money traded in cryptocurrency is actually black money. Black money, illegal money, tainted money, money which you cannot officially tell the government or tell anybody else. So when you lose the money also, you keep quiet. Because you can never say that I invested around 1 crore there, then we didn't get the money. You cannot file a case. It is something like, very often we find news reports stating that the Enforcement Directorate or the customs people found the bag containing 50 lakh rupees or 1 lakh rupees worth of gold or 1 crore rupees worth of currency, lying in the dustbin of a toilet of an airport, lying beneath the seat in an aircraft. Like that. People are looking at the camera, trying to locate who would have kept like that. No, it is something like unaccounted like that. So nobody will come and claim. Nobody will come to the airport and claim that 2 crore rupees is mine. Because when you claim, you may have to properly account for it. So the grievance redress mechanism is not there. Grievance redress mechanism will not be required also. So whatever is the balance already there with the exchange, it will keep trading. Now, there is also a process called mining. something like you can create a Bitcoin. It is a mathematics algorithm driven computer program. The fastest computer on earth may have to work non-stop for about 35 to 40 days to create one Bitcoin, consuming enormous amount of electric power with a high-end server. Because high-end server consumes electric power, you would not have known. We sitting at a house, say keeping a laptop or even possibly a bank server or a company server or a centralized CBS environment also would not have required such a high power consuming server. So when such a high power consuming server is there, it may need about 35-40 days of non-stop work. Okay, now in cryptography, in cryptocurrency, what is the legal, what is illegal about? I told you it is completely unregulated, unmonitored. There is no grievance redress mechanism, a perfect haven for those who want to deal with tainted money and illegal money. But the law and technology, they both are in a balance. There are so many things which law may or may not permit, which technology actually permits. Not permits, technology teaches you. The list of words which I have given you in this slide, all those are technical words. I do not want to spend much time in explaining all those words. Just try to remember these words like cryptography, denial of service attacks, and scavenging. Every word here is the technology. Scavenging means taking data. What the scavenger does, she or he sweeps the floor, takes the dirt and piece of paper lying there. Suppose you take out the piece of paper lying there, further you get a confidential information, further you are trying to blackmail. So the scavenger who is doing the cleaning and taking out the piece of paper from there, is she or he committing anything illegal? No. The person who reads it, is he committing anything illegal? No. But the person who reads it misuses the information, blackmails it based on that information. That is where the concept of mens rea. Mens rea means a criminal intent of mind legally. Every act should become a crime, should have a criminal intent. So, if the scavenging or taking out the data or reading the piece of information is done with a criminal intent of mind, that becomes illegal. Similarly, when you give your mobile on a buyback to a shopkeeper, he just keeps it. Suppose he has a mobile data recovery software. He is able to recover the photos. There are some confidential photo which you have shared. You are a college going girl or a young girl. You have shared it with your closest friend. A very compromising post, a photo. Then that mobile shopkeeper is able to take out the data, take out the photo. He is blackmailing you. So the art of taking out the data recovery is a technology. You are using the data recovery technology for an illegal purpose. That is where the illegality comes. Similarly, denial of service attack. I can write a program, I can send thousands of empty data packets to 1,000 servers or one particular server. But when I'm sending thousands of data empty packets, a hello kind of a software, to a particular bank server, to, for example, IRCTC server at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock when the third call login comes, with a deliberate intention that I want to choke the server port. Then that is where the denial of service attack comes with a criminal intent, then this act is illegal. Similarly is cryptography. Cryptography by itself is technology, but when you are doing the cryptography with a specific intention to create an illegality, then this becomes an evidence. Similarly, everybody, even cyber squatting, instagramography, everything else. Cyber squatting means creating or going in for a URL, creating a website name, knowing fully well that it is not your name. Suppose I know that a friend of mine, Krishna Patel or Krishna Reddy, somebody is going to open a company in another 2-3 months now. Deliberately, I open a website. I go to any cheap website company, spend hardly about 500 rupees, krishnareddy.org, krishnareddy.co.in, krishnareddy.in, all such combinations, whatever I think that he is going to name the company. I just register this domain name, spending hardly 2,000 rupees and 2,000 rupees and keep quiet. After a couple of months, this man invests crores of rupees, goes for the company and invites somebody for the inauguration. Then he goes for the website registration. He finds everything is already booked by me. Naturally, he has to come to me for all the domain names. Then I demand around 5 lakh rupees or 10 lakh rupees. Now that I know that he is worth crores of rupees, he is investing crores of rupees in his business. So I will not sell the domain name to him for 5,000 rupees. I demand 5 to 10 lakh rupees. This is what is called a cyber squatting. So the very area of registering a domain name is not illegal. And my demanding money also, in fact, is not legal. In fact, this is what exactly happened in the case of Facebook founder Mark also. When he got his, when he was blessed with a female baby about 3 years back, he said that I'm going to name the baby some Julian or some such name. The moment the news came, one fourth year engineering student from Kerala, he registered a domain name, julianzuckerberg.com, julianzuckerberg.in or org, something like that. Then Mark Zuckerberg, considered to be one of the most intelligent persons, he has invented, a founder of Facebook and all that. He himself went for a domain registration after about 2-3 months of the child birth. When he went for the registration, he was shocked that already one gentleman has registered the domain name in the same name, one gentleman from Mumbai. From Kerala, one engineering student. Then he sent his Bombay representative to Kerala. He spoke to the gentleman. Though the boy there spent only about hardly about $50 or $100 spent about 1,000 to 2,000 rupees for domain registration. He demanded $1,000, namely about 70,000 rupees from Mark, and then he gave the domain. So these are all technologies which technology permits you, law may or may not permit you depending upon your intention. So we will now come to the legal part of it. Legally speaking, why is cryptocurrency being criticized by many people? At least people like me, who are concerned about the nation's interest. Because it is not monitored, unregulated, has the potential to destabilize the economy, very huge risk is involved. It is a perfect haven for tax evaders and all that. Now, what did RBI and the ministry do? There was an interministerial committee appointed by RBI sometime in 2018. It came out with a recommendation stating that Bitcoin per se is not good for the economy, it has to be banned. It also suggested that the technology on which the Bitcoin, cryptocurrency generally, the technology on which the cryptocurrency sits, namely the blockchain technology, is actually a very good technology. Software experts and software companies can certainly explore that. You will not say we can adopt it, we have to adopt it. You can say it can be explored, it can be studied, can be used, but not the Bitcoin or cryptocurrency. Based on this recommendation, then RBI issued a circular in April 2018. It says that banks should not deal with cryptocurrency. Simply it only said that. This itself was taken up in a civil writ petition, taken up by Indian Mobile Service Providers Association, IMEI Association. They took it as a public interest litigation or some particular interested litigation. It came in the form of a civil writ petition. In that petition, the argument presented on behalf of the company was so effective, and I would, with all due regard to the RBI and ministry, I would rather say that the arguments presented by the RBI or the finance ministry would not have been so effective to convince the RBI, to convince the Supreme Court. So the RBI advocates or the finance ministry officials were not able to convince the Supreme Court the necessity for banning. So Supreme Court ultimately gave a path-breaking verdict, said that this circular of RBI is a disproportionate measure and hence it has to be struck down. That is the exact verdict. Supreme Court judges, I think Justice Ram Subramaniam and Justice Nariman, I think, they gave a verdict stating that this is a disproportionate measure and has to be struck down. But RBI could have gone on appeal. Finance Ministry could have gone on appeal, appeal for a full bench or an appeal against the verdict, trying to convince Supreme Court again that it is not a disproportionate thing. We need that legislation, something like that. But however, for a full 2.5 years, they are keeping quiet. And this verdict of Supreme Court was taken as a victory for the cryptocurrency users. They became very active users. Actually, they started trading. Cryptocurrency trade again flourished in India for the first 2 years. And the government later said that we really want to ban it. We are very serious about it. because Modi government has been time and again telling that we are going to bring back black money. Will be keeping in touch even a Swiss bank account and other tax haven account in West Indies and other greener pasture islands everywhere. We are trying to bring back all the black money. So the government has been very seriously talking about it. So perhaps in that, taking a step more in that, implementing whatever they have been promising, they want to do something. Then they had three options available, open before them to fight black money. The first was bringing the new legislation in a comprehensive manner, an act, or the amend IT Act itself. One thing they could have done is they could have simply amended the IT Act, because IT Act Section 2, Subsection 3, it says the will, the gift, deed, negotiable instrument, they are all exempted category from Information Technology Act. What the Act says by exempted category means a will must be in physical form only. And the gift deed, etc. also, this must be in a gifted form only. They cannot, electronic record cannot be taken as a will. That's what the government has said. So they could have easily added one more word, that is cryptocurrency. So when cryptocurrency goes beyond the purview of IT, anybody talking about cryptocurrency cannot go to a court. Cannot go to a court to say that my cryptocurrency contract is a legal contract. It's a contract which is kept in electronic form. They cannot do. If the government brings it as an exemption by a very simple step, even if that step is questioned, let there be a court case, let everything take place. But at least the government could have done it immediately when Supreme Court struck it down. But the government did not do it at that time. I do not know why. So government could have taken a new legal steps, file a case, went on appeal. They did not go for this step. But however, happy that for the past 1 month, particularly 10 to 15 days, there have been repeated guidelines, repeated speeches with the finance minister. In fact, finance minister spoke in her budget last year itself, stating that India is going to come out with our own digital currency. Though they did not use the word cryptocurrency, they say it's our own digital currency. So hopefully, our own digital currency will come. But still, there will be a strong lobby for cryptocurrency. Government has reconciled to accepting the presence of digital money. When you reconcile to accepting the presence of digital money, then naturally you have to come out with the legislation. That's what government has done now, last week. But by the time the government had already decided, many scams came out. The Karnataka scam about 4 or 5 days back, I think about 10 days back, I think, 16th or 17th November it came, when Sri Krishna Ramesh, popularly called Sriki, he said that I have a cryptocurrency account, I trade with cryptocurrency. Many politicians in Karnataka government is involved. Some people, he even dragged the name of Karnataka Chief Minister himself in that. People were all shocked. So when such a thing came out, perhaps the government rose. Government woke up, then said, immediately I had to bring it. Now the government says, in this session itself, they are going to bring this cryptocurrency regulation of official digital currency bill. Government says that it is expected to prohibit private cryptocurrency. Very good move, I would say rather a very good move, expected to prohibit. It says it is going to create enabling issue of a controlled crypto environment. Create facilitating like a framework for an official or digital currency. All these things are very good. But there is one thing. The bill also says government is considering some exceptions. Whereas the Garg committee of the RBI says that it has been very strict, that there need not be any exceptions at all. But I fear whether the lobby working for cryptocurrency deliberately wants some exceptions, so that whoever wants to trade in cryptocurrency, whoever wants to trade in illegal money, tainted money, black money, bribe money, ransomware, particularly ransomware, because one of the major IT company of the country data was breached. Millions of rows of data in its Oracle database was stolen. Then the server was down for about half an hour or 1 hour something. News came in all the leading newspapers. Nobody exactly said that what was the exact amount of loss. And most of the newspapers even reported that a huge ransom war, and most of the, they also said that a huge ransomware was actually paid. Nobody said how much. Obviously, everybody said it was paid in Bitcoin. So, we are all very aware that there will be a lobby working for the Bitcoins so that illegal money, tainted money can be paid or received. So, now, in a series of articles which appeared in Times of India about 2 days back, the former Deputy Governor of RBI, Mrs. Usha Thorat, a very learned and knowledgeable, tech-savvy senior executive of RBI, said that there need not be any exceptions at all. I really appreciate the firmness and the clarity in which it was written, that why should there be an exception? When you want to ban it, you ban it. Because otherwise it becomes something like the ban with the drug also. Because when drugs are banned about 3-4 years back, then they said that with the doctor's prescription, some particular kind of drug, this can be permitted like that. So most of the drug peddlers, they took a route under that. They took a route with a prescription or carrying a small quantity, like they give small quantity to about 60 to 70 people or about 100 people, so that every guy keeps with you only about 50,000 or 1 lakh rupees worth of drugs, so that ultimately it will come to something like 1 crore worth of drugs being peddled, something like a salami technique. Because that came because of the exception. So now, a nation-spirited, patriotic-minded people say that there need not be any exceptions at all. So what the government is going to mention in exception clause is very significant. Like everybody here, I'm also very eager to see what the government is going to come or bring under this exception clause. Anyway, RBI, this whole authority. Now, there's a financial action task force. Globally, it's a compendium of around 200 nations are member to it. Even India also is a member to it. Then it says it has given some broad guidelines when an illegal trade, because most of these illegal trade are not inside the border, they are across the border. Certainly they involve more than one nation. So however strong India is inside the cryptocurrency, the moment some trade comes, it is not restricted within India. It is India bringing cryptocurrency here, trading in cryptocurrency, India with even a foreign country. So the international forum assumes a lot of importance. They have laid down some broad regulations. They said that illegal trade dealing with cryptocurrency, every nation should have its own guidelines. We should say what should be permitted, what should not be permitted. So now, yesterday the ministry has clarified, I think only yesterday, ministry has clarified that our proposed bill will take into account the guidelines laid down by FATF also. So that's a good move. So the proposed bill should try to balance black money on one hand, enhance investment, boost economy. It's not going to say that we are going to completely curb all the foreign investment here, foreign group investment, corporate investment, and that, because it will, whatever is permitted within the framework of FEMA, Foreign Exchange Management Act, or RBI, TROI, and other things, and SEBI guidelines, everything will anyway be there. So the proposed bill, how is going to be? Some people say it may be, it is too late and too less. Some people say too late, it should have come about 1 year back. Some people say government is being given much wider powers. Government can go to, can look at the cryptocurrency balance of anybody, which I would rather say government has to be given powers. I mean, I personally subscribe to that opinion. The power misuse, it has to be questioned, but don't say I will give you the powers. Okay. Then some people say there is a much scope for interpretation, which anyway is there in the case of any technology or medical or scientific driven enactment. Any scientific enactment, technology-driven enactment, or medical enactment is also always subject to a lot of interpretation. Implementation is going to be a major issue. And with these words, thanks for the opportunity, Dr. Rao. Any questions you can ask me, perhaps a few more minutes.
Yes, sir. It's a wonderful presentation. I'm trying to bring you out of the presentation mode
Yeah, Dr. Now.
Yeah, I think this is one of the best
If there are any
presentations.
questions, sir, I can take it up.
Yeah.
If anybody
I'll
has
got
asked
some
any question.
2 or 3 questions I've got, but it is one of the best presentations. Congratulations, and I think you made it very, very simple and very clear to people, and even a commonest of the common man will understand. That is what we try to do here, and what a better way than having Rajendran ji so beautifully, he has demystified. So now, one question straight away: there are NRIs, they earn money very hard, and it is all white when you take it as USA. How is that they are also dragged into this? They themselves are promoting and trading. That is one thing. The second aspect, let me remind Honorable Prime Minister Modi and the then BJP President, your promise of bringing back black money from offshores to onshores and depositing 15 lakhs into each and every account. That was the national headline. What happened after that? Did you do that? You came out with November 8, 2016 demonetization bill, wherein you caught hold of all the political parties dealing in all black or whatever it is, or all those big heads. Did you allow them to convert, and you have the tentacles over all these parties? And is it for a political gain or a national growth, national economic growth, for each and every individual's growth? Is it something on the same lines this government is going to do, again with the same cryptocurrency, having exceptions? As we have seen, black money demonetization for political gains. No one gained. Now I directly question them after Corona, we need money to run the channels. Where is the money? Essential commodities have become very costlier. You have merged the banks. Even I find Allahabad Indian Bank, these people don't give me even proper statements till this day. We have our money there. Merger to help all those people who have looted the banks to escape the audit. And again, we have heard that you have promoted by waiving off thousands of crores of rupees. Is this what this government is up to? You said you will benefit every normal individual. So these 2 questions to you, sir. How do you look at this scenario? How can we expect, how do you think that the US citizens, those are all working very hard?
It is a very relevant question. In fact, very relevant. I'm not a politician, though I'm a citizen of the country casting my vote in every election, whatever be the. Sometimes I have traveled kilometers, miles, and taken a flight and gone back to my native place to cast my vote. So I'm such a duty conscious person. From that angle, I can tell you. Let's not go into the political aspect of your question, but only thing I can tell you that if I remember correct, the present government, they said that if all the money stashed abroad in illegal and in black money can be brought back to India, the amount so collected would come to around 50 lakhs, which can be deposited. So it can be directly taken as a promise given that I will deposit 50 lakhs to every account. So it was during those days, and even till now, it is there's a slight amount, a misinterpretation of the promise given. Okay, let me go into what deeper it. But one thing which is shocking for me also, despite the promise of bringing black money, I'm certainly pained to know that in the area of black money, this government has not done much. Though in the area of power generation, infrastructure development, and road and scientific and digital banking, and digital presence and computer research and automobile and every other field, especially food production, certainly. After so many years, for the past 2-3 years, consistently, India is now a food exporter. Food grains exporter. Even yesterday, day before, there was a very big news report. So in all those areas, India has done, the government has done exceedingly well. Hats off to the government, no doubt about it.
But at the same time, when it is exporting, how is that the prices of essential commodities for the common citizens are going up? That is $1 million question. That is what I said. Everything is on the paper. Government is also the government also is also all political parties also. I'm not blaming just BJP alone. All the other political parties. What the hell? There are November 8, 2000.
Domestic consumption. I was also wondering why the export so much of
Bring down prices.
pulses.
Yes, sir.
Why not look at the prices? Why prices not coming down? Okay. Okay.
This thing.
Now,
With that, to conquer the world. You are in India, people are dying for want of nutritious food. Malnutrition, how many children are suffering and dying? And you say you are boasting that you are exporting and you are, because that is what I said. Is the political parties and the governance has become crypto. That is what is a big $1 million question now.
crypto.
And even I said black money, I said, when you said 15 lakhs, हम लाएंगे, कितने लाए बताइए आप? कितने लाए आप बताइए? Where is the account? How many of offshore accounts have been brought back? You tell us clearly. And how it has helped the infrastructure development, how it has helped the common man, you should relate it. Otherwise, see, my prices are going up. You are saying India is exporting food, it has produced. You are invested. No, not you have invested. It is farmers who have worked hard. And because of farmers, we are surviving in spite of pandemic. Unlike other countries, you have seen Britain. They went out of stock even for the essential commodities, a country like Britain. But India, did that happen? Because of the farming community. But the same farmers were on the roads dying for 1 year. This is the irony of our democracy. No political party, every political party takes advantage. That is why I'm asking you, how is that? This black money now, that 2,000 rupees is a big scam now. Since 2018, it is a big scam which is happening. It is on record. Government is keeping quiet. RBI is keeping quiet. You, after demonetization, you brought 2,000 note. Then what is happening with 2,000 rupees note? That is also biggest scam. Everything is under wrap. Everything is under crypto. In such a scenario, again, you are trying to confuse people with this cryptocurrency legislation, wherein why clauses, why exceptions? As a cyber law advocate, do you advocate to this? And why NRAs? They work very hard. I think there at least it is very clear and white money. Why are they getting dragged into this? These two questions, sir, before we say bye. And later on, we continue the series.
Okay. In fact, I strongly subscribe to the view that there need not be any exceptions. Because anyhow, what happens, even when you make about 90-95 rules, if there are 3 exceptions, out of 100, 97 are rules, everybody will try to come under one of those 3 only. There is a tendency which India, I think, has grown over the years. Okay. Whether in a queue means, actually we all believe not standing in a queue for about 4 or 5 years, suddenly trying to get hold of somebody, some VIP, somebody. Well, I know this manager, I know that manager. In fact, I spoke to him, he let me in. And the moment we jump the queue of about 3 to 4 hours and have a darshan, even in a temple, I would say, have a darshan in about 20 minutes, we don't come out and say it with a matter of shame. We normally come out and say it with a matter of pride. See, there was a big crowd of around 3 to 4 hours. Everybody was there. In fact, since I knew that person, if they want to play that person, somebody he let me in, I had my darshan in about 15 minutes. Actually, we should be tuned to say it with a matter of shame. See, there were thousands of people there. Since I knew, in fact, I had to do it, but somehow I had darshan 15 minutes. I didn't have time. But we don't do it. There's a normal tendency, I think, most of us have been tuned to. We say it is a matter of pride, not available to complete it in a matter of 15 minutes by bribe or by influence, by corruption, nepotism. So these things should change. This is the cultural part of it. I'm not going to the cultural part of it, that how India should behave, how India should again come up. But looking at the problem from a techno-legal perspective, because I'm a technology person, practicing law, I would say. From these two the angle, I would certainly say this is not going to impact the NRIs who want to genuinely invest in India. One thing. So long as your investment is going to be within the permitted parameters of FEMA, FEMA already is there for a number of years, and nobody has criticized the Foreign Exchange Management Act, nobody has criticized India, that India is not taking in foreign investment. Foreign investment in India, despite, I would not say despite, thanks to, I would say, thanks or despite, the guidelines given by SEBI, another regulatory monetary bodies also, Indian companies are doing exceedingly well, whether in the stock market or elsewhere. Foreign investments do come in. So this crypto-backed currency is not going to impact the foreign investment. If you want to actually deal with the illegal money, tainted money, do with drugs international level, or in fact the much dreaded human traffic at the international level, or the ransomware, which is, I would say, is the biggest threat. Many corporates in India have reported to have paid billions of rupees or crores of rupees in ransomware in the past 2-3. At least there are 3-4 instances when news came out. All these were possible only because of crypto and bitcoins. So it is time that we put an end to it. The government took a serious view to it, not have any exception, or look at the exception very seriously so that the exception does not become an escape route. That is my concern.
Wonderful. I think we will come back to you for the major series, because I only hope March 2020, why did government did not go for appeal when the cryptocurrency case was struck down? It is not a currency. Currency should be in physical form, in the rupee or coin. And why is that government is confusing people like it has done with black money offer, and then November 8th. November 8th.
It was quite shocking for people like me. People like me, those were, we spoke a lot about it. We were just surprised and shocking why the government did not go on appeal. Government quietly was simply quiet.
Why did not come out clean? What happened to that black money? Where did that black money go? Where is your promise? And you know, you have invented new method after November 8, 2016. You got all political parties and all those supporting fellows into your group because of demonetization. Now you want to run away. Is this the way a democracy, people participatory constitutional democracy can run? Now, as you rightly pointed out, the Karnataka CM's name is coming in the latest cryptocurrency scam. What will you say about that, Srikri? Can government come out clean? Or else it will just...
It is again trigger the yields.
Yeah, is the government serious, Prime Minister Modi? And I'm directly questioning them, Honorable Prime Minister Modi and our respected Finance Minister, the first women minister, Nirmala Sitharaman ji. Can you come out clean? And the Parliament Consultative Committee, or else it will become another Lakhimpuri case where the son is in the jail and the Union Minister still continues. Such an ambiguity. But till proved, no one is guilty. These are here all. We are not here to judge or pass. We are not going to trial anything, but at least for the sake of morals. For the sake of morals, you have taken back 3 laws. Your minister continues. Will same happen with the cryptocurrency? Is it for that reason government is accepting these exceptions because their own people are involved? And again, is it like something a promise in 2014? We will bring back all black money from offshores. And now 2,000 rupees scam, biggest scam, which is just happening. What happened to that? Why you could not control that black money again? These are the fundamental questions which every common Indian citizen is bothered. What about their money which is there in the banks now? Now you have made digital payment as a city. When you click, is there any safety and guarantee that nothing is going to move away? And when unfortunate, ill-informed citizens get attracted to cryptocurrency, which it promises so many at very little, this thing without any hard work, as has been happening with American stock exchanges, they don't relate anything to directly the manufacturing or strong happening of the companies. It is only trade. Will India also land in such type of things, having escaped Harshat Mehta scare in the very beginning? Now these are all fundamental questions which is bothering everyone. How can these black money or small people, or we do not know whether they exist or not. When they exist or not, even Supreme Court has to take a cognizance of it before they strike it down, as they have been sitting on the farmers committee for such a long time. Even the corona, they have not bothered to go for trial and come to the rescue. And again, if this happens with cryptocurrency, believe me, the entire Indian economy may again get into shambles until and unless it is done in a transparent and accountable way. That is why the government of India has to come out clean, including RBI, the regulatory authority. How can you allow people just utilize the internet facility to connect with people? And I have seen in Telegram, you just open it, you get all these sites. And though you delete them, they are up. What is the nonsense going on? They are trying to entice you. What is the government doing? Regulatory mechanism. They want to go behind journalists who expose everything. But what the hell you are trying to do with those people who are trying to deride our economy? When your own Honorable Chief Minister's name comes up, why the government is clean? Now, is it for that reason the exceptions clauses have come? Is it for that reason government was silent, did not go for appeal when the Supreme Court struck down the cryptocurrency case? Is there any word called cryptocurrency at all? The world body also has to come out very clean. Otherwise, it is again hard-earned money, the fortunes of the people, and also those people who do not want to work and make big in a limited period of time. They're all there. When they lose, they will see to that the entire society is also lost in some way or the other. So this is nothing like, again, as a doctor, I can say a virus, an economical virus, a virus which will really engulf the entire country. And I hope all citizens will understand, will wake up to the call. Right to Honorable Prime Minister, right to Honorable President of India, right to Supreme Court, right to RBI Governor, as he rightly said, except 1 rupee, which is a coin, in all the other physical currency, he say he will bear it. The currency, am I right, sir? The currency,
Yes, sir.
the governor will sign. So if that goes away with this invisible form, how can we survive? How can we survive? Our efforts, our hard work, our fortune, our savings, will they become crypto? Then what? Where is the existence? Already we have seen the climate changes, pandemic, farmers on the roads, what not? Everything is happening. Now, at least I hope the government of India comes clean, and also Supreme Court, it has to take
Yeah.
very clear stand on this, not just by striking down. If you strike down, what will happen to commoners like us? We are not aware of what crypto is. Crypto is already hidden. While when you have a currency, national currency, and when it is trading, why do you need such type of other things which doesn't give KYC? No one knows what is happening, and how can Supreme Court just say for every other thing they want to have KYCs? But how is that for crypto if there is no KYC, if there is no clarity, and how is that transactions are being allowed? I only hope Honorable Supreme Court takes its suo motu once again, because when government is trying to come up with a bill, if there are exceptions should not be discussed on the floor of the parliament. Everything should be transparent and accountable. How can you come out with exceptions? How can a government, a regulatory authority, can come out with exceptions? What are those exceptions? Why should you give the exceptions at all? Why should you allow people to look here and there? Why not straight? Why should not there be any policy which is transparent and very, very, very accountable? That too, when it concerns the nation's wealth, economy, which is the right of every citizen, as we are a constitutional authority by ourselves. Thank you, sir. We'll catch up with you soon with a new series. I only hope everyone understands. Wonderful presentation by Rajendra ji once again. Thanks to you. Government, take care. For all the Indians, I say Sukhanidra Shubharatri for the world over. Wake up call for you also. Crypto, that hidden. Let us not become hidden.
Yeah.
Let us not become hidden. Let us all become visible.
Transparent.
Let us become visible. Whatever we do,
No
work
crypto.
for physical appearance, whatever we do, and whatever we earn, whether it is savings or otherwise, it is in our hands. That is why I say, world, wake up, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to the entire world. Take care, sir. Let us become more and more and more visible, transparent, and accountable.
Thank you.
Bye, sir.
Thank you. Nice.
Bye. Bye.